We're live though, so here's the intro. Hello there, welcome to the Force Collective. We are finally back, and today we are going to talk about the previous episode of the Bad Batch, and we also have a second portion of the stream dedicated to watching the newest episode, so stay tuned for the watch party. We're also going to give our initial reactions and thoughts and all that stuff on the series as a whole at the end. This is going to be pretty fun. I've not done a watch party before, so I hope that this turns out pretty good. But I am joined with a great assortment of people, Sir AOA, Chrono, and Commander Tano. I'm glad that they were able to make the time to join on this stream tonight, or this morning, or whatever, wherever you are.
This afternoon.
This afternoon, yeah, I almost forgot that. But anyways, we're here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're first going to get with the sponsor that we have today. So here's a word from our sponsor.
Today's sponsor for the Force Collective is Mr. Venator. This product, brought to you by Quat Drive Chemicals, will blow away those tough-to-remove cleaning problems, like dirt, rime, viruses, buzz droids, CSI starfighters, CSI capital ships, womp rats, battle droids, womp rats, hover tanks, womp rats, pirates, womp rats, bases, and looting facilities. One blast from this cleaning wonder will remove those troubles off any surfaces, including planetary. So get yourself some Mr. Venator before the Scrapper Guild does. Back to you, Shade.
I think you forgot to say womp rat. I think you forgot the womp rat. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just here listening, but I'm pretty sure you didn't say womp rat. So, just so everybody knows, it does take care of womp rats. Womp rats. Okay. Anyway. Anyway.
Oh dear, have I just started a new?
You started a new
thing on the stream.
Yeah, maybe I might mention womp rats every stream at this point. I might mention them like multiple times throughout the stream too. So everybody thanks Sir AOA for the new running joke. Anyway, we got quite a few things to talk about with the previous episode while we wait for the new one to release. First thing I really wanted to talk about is the Clone Rebellion on Kamino. That's not going to happen. The Clone Rebellion.
Thanks to Mr. Venator.
I wish Mr. Venator had stuck with the womp rats that you failed to mention. But this time, Kamino's gone. I honestly don't know.
No.
Okay.
Kamino is not gone.
City.
Poca City.
Okay. But honestly, I'm thinking that we're just saying goodbye to the planet itself. I think that whole ending was symbolic of leaving the past in the past. That's what I sort of got out of that. But I don't think we're going to be coming back to Kamino after this next episode, because of course it's probably going to start out on Kamino.
So hang on. Did they kill the past?
They did.
They kind of.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
That's a clip I haven't played in a while.
Yep.
Well, hey, it was the perfect time to play it.
Yes, it is. Now, you were getting ready to say something, Chrono.
No, I was agreeing that, yeah, they probably just killed the past. I mean, it was pretty evident that they wanted to get rid of the whole thing.
Now, I did say that there would be a clone rebellion, though. and I believe there will be. I guess it just won't take place on Camino. I'm going to hold on to that until the day I die, even if the Bad Batch ends and they didn't bring us one. There will be some sort of Star Wars media at some point that will bring back the Clone Rebellion on some planet or whatever. So
I'm honestly worried for Filoni right now.
Yeah, he ought to lock himself up in his room tonight if he doesn't give me a Clone Rebellion in the next episode.
It won't be the next episode. No. It will be between whatever psychological issues that the Bad Batch family will need to deal with.
True.
I don't even think we'll get most of that out of this. I just don't think there's enough time even for a sampling of the psychological issues.
Yeah, you might be right.
They just need to deal with the current issues. Because the current roadblock that's currently happening right now is between Crosshair and all of these actions he's been doing over the past season.
Yeah. Now, I will say, if they try to follow the route of the second Battlefront, which is the image you see on the screen there, I think this takes place a little while, like, after the Clone Wars had ended. And by a little while, I mean probably right before Star Wars Episode 4. So it might not even be Jango Fett clones. The Kaminoans might make a new set of clones, maybe mix in some of the original Jango Fett clones in with it too.
With the removal of Taboka City, you're not going to have the Kaminoans actually create whatever the hell they want to create.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because there are other cities on Camino, and they do have other facilities, as they mentioned in a previous
other planets.
Bad Batch. Yes, exactly. In a previous episode of the Bad Batch, we get a glimpse of that.
But they were abandoned.
Yeah, but they can be recommissioned, and I mean, Camino's a big planet. There's other cities on Camino. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody here has played The Force Unleashed 2, but if you have, you start off in a different city on Camino. It's a city where Starkiller was being cloned. Completely different city, but it was another cloning facility. So, I mean, if they want to take things from no longer canon games or shows or whatever that or other forms of media, they have plenty of source material that Kathleen Kennedy denies exists, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is there is still hope for a clone rebellion on Camino if they wanted to go that route. I mean, they did take a lot of the scientists, and it's untelling what they did with the remaining clones. I think they even mentioned that some of the clones may have rebelled. I mean, yeah, they disposed of any of the clones that resisted, I'm guessing. I think they mentioned something like that in the last episode.
So there was a clone rebellion, we just missed it.
If that's the case, then yes, and I'm a bit disappointed. I'm actually more than a bit disappointed. So Dave Filoni might actually be cowering in fear in a little while, if that is the case, because I do not want to miss the Clone Rebellion. I do not want to miss that. I will be beyond infuriated. I'll get my man Hauser to come in and take care of him.
At this point, I actually think the Clone Rebellion was Hauser Rebellion, and it ended when he got arrested.
And that would be disappointing. I mean, yeah, the whole arc was Hauser questioning things, but at the very end, you get that one beautiful scene of Hauser turning some of his brothers against the Empire. And if that's all that we get, though, like that, even though it's beautiful, it's not enough to make up for that.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that did he really turn against the Empire? There's a big difference between, turning against the Empire and sort of going, yeah, these orders are shit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I would say that it has probably opened his eyes to what the Empire has started to represent. He might not be fully against it now, but if things continue to the point where they get in by episode 4, I'd say that if he wasn't against them by that point, if he's still alive, he will be. So, I mean, in a way, and this is one thing I don't understand, but I feel like he'll probably have the same thought process as Rex, Gregor, and Wolf in Rebels when Kanan first meets up. Kanan and Ezra and all them meet up with the clones on that first episode where they show up. I think it's called The Lost Commanders or something like that. They act like how did Rex put it? He's like it isn't the Republic, but and he acted like he's sort of he's like, oh well, they're the new power. I mean, I don't care. I they don't affect me. That's the kind of attitude he had, and I sort of feel like that's wrong for his character, because especially after what we've seen in the final season of the Clone Wars, I feel like he would have had a bit of a deeper hatred for the Empire. We're getting really off topic, though.
But I mean, the thing is that we are dealing with a Rex that's 10 years older than the Bad Batch Rex.
Well, probably 20 years technically, if you think about it.
I don't have the years in my head, so I'm just guessing.
Growth acceleration is what I mean. It's twice the age.
Yeah.
He aged up twice the age.
But
actually,
I mean, the thing is,
at that point, it was 15.
What I'm saying, yeah, but what I'm saying is that, what the Rex we have now is different to the Rex at Rebels.
I also think
so. We don't know. We don't know what happened between then and now, then and Rebels. True. That would turn him into the Rebels Rex. And the thing is you got to remember is that, it's how easy was it to get him back into the fight? So it was probably more sort of oh geez, I've hit my age. I'm no longer useful. I'm just gonna die on this planet. But then the Rebels sort of, Phoenix would get him back into the fight.
Yeah,
and he lasts all the way to Endor.
Mm-hmm. True.
I would actually love to hear the story about what happens to Rex after Endor.
That would be amazing.
Sorry, Commander Tono.
No, not at all. No. I think also I think that what you said is probably true. I think also another thing to consider is I don't know. It'd be interesting to. I'm not sure if Filoni is so like they clearly are, going forward are keeping stuff from Rebels in this canon that they're rolling out, like having, with the Ahsoka show or just other things. But I also get the vibe that they're not necessarily kind of they're not kind of slavishly interested in trying to be in trying to line up the content they're making now with everything in Rebels. It's or Rebels, Rebels related, peripheral content. It's like the bit with Kanan at the beginning. They got him there, but it's a slightly different story. of what happened with him in Order 66 than the original one that they had in the comics, as I understand. So, I also kind of sometimes wonder. I sometimes wonder if Filoni has some regrets with Rebels, like maybe things that he would have done differently, or just had more time to develop, or stuff like that. So I almost kind of see it's a weird. Rebels is a weird thing where currently I kind of see it's like part of the quote good canon that's being developed, but also kind of not. It's like a legendsy kind of, and it's in this like kind of weird kind of no man's land. But I don't know where I'm going with this rambling. Totally off topic, but
it's food for thought. Food for thought's always good.
I think you might be right. I mean, he has spoken in the past about how sometimes he wants to go in a certain direction and he ends up doing something else. And yeah, as a creator, I think he might have those kinds of, maybe not exactly regrets, but maybe think he's like the kind of person that might keep thinking, what if I had done this? What if I had done that? Yeah, I do believe it's possible that he feels that way, and maybe he can use shows like the Bad Batch to maybe retcon some stuff, not in a bad way, but in like, yeah, what we really wanted to do was this instead of that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a few people are saying that he's kind of retconned some of the stuff surrounding the inhibitor chip by having Crosshair stating that I removed mine ages ago. Of course, I absolutely disagree with their viewpoint. It's a video from is it Grexley, that YouTube channel?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I've seen that video or not though.
It only came out like 2 days ago type of situation. I probably should have posted. I probably should have posted it on Discord.
You probably should have. That's one I should have watched.
I completely forgot. But he was pretty much sort of stating that, funny enough, it made the clones more human. God, I hate that bloody argument. Because the thing is that
I think I did see that video because I remember that comment. Now I don't know if it was exactly from him, but no, I've seen that video. I've seen it. I remember it now because of that phrase.
Yeah. He was sort of going along the lines of, humans have just done absolutely terrible things under orders, completely forgetting that 90% of the things that he's probably 99% of the things he was talking about were enemy v enemy, not ally versus ally. Where everything that you would see ally v ally, like shooting deserting soldiers or something like that, there was a third condition to push humans to go and do that. Yeah. It wasn't the same as enemy commander orders enemy soldiers to shoot enemy civilians or something like that. Because the thing is that normally to get to that point, you would have to have a demonization of the enemy. So that's how soldiers would go, let's line up these civilians and shoot them into a mass grave. you need that extra part of the demonization of your enemy
Mm-hmm.
to allow humans to actually listen to those orders and go, oh yes, chick chick, bang.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where you don't have that when you come to ally versus ally, unless it's in that sort of gun to the head of, well, if you don't shoot the traitor, I will. Sorry, if you don't shoot the traitor, I'll shoot you type situation because you're disobeying orders.
Yeah.
But yet again, you also have the demonization of the people being executed,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that you do not have in Order 66 unless something like an inhibitor chip actually pushes you over. Now, as the video stated, oh, well, you know, some clones did not execute Order 66, like, was it Cut? No, was it?
Yeah, Cut LaQuaine is one of them.
That's it. Cool. I did have that right. But the thing is, you got to remember is that the inhibitor chips were meant to put the clones in a trance, in a hypnotic trance. And the thing is that hypnosis only works on stuff that you're, I guess you could say, already kind of programmed to do. So for a soldier that's, you know, put him in a trance, go, this is the order, execute Jedi. No worries, because the hypnosis works on the fact that they follow orders and they execute Jedi, or they execute traitors. When it comes to Cut, he's no longer a soldier.
Yeah.
Will he defend? Will he shoot? Will he kill? Absolutely. But he is no longer a soldier. He is a farmer. So if the chip activated and went, hey, shoot this Jedi, the programming's kind of being degraded. So it would very much come to his will. Very much the same of when it comes to Rex. He didn't execute Ahsoka. Why? Because there was something in his programming, in his own mental framework programming, not, you know, Kaminoan programming, to protect Ahsoka. Thus, he was able to break free, or at least, you know, will himself to break free from the mind control. When it comes to all the other clones, they probably did not have the same level of attachment to their Jedi.
Yeah.
Because, you know, is it Kai the Monday?
Yeah, it's Kia movie.
Kia Monday. He had no attachment because he didn't believe in it. And I, from memory, I think a lot of the other Jedi generals kind of were, you know, switched around on their, on, you know, with their commanders type of situation. So it would have been easier for them to sort of go, oh, wait, hang on, orders, execute.
Yeah.
So it's getting back to Crosshair. I've lost track.
I actually, a clarifying question, because that kind of, I think, influences how you interpret things. When do each of us, like, let's assume that Crosshair's telling the truth and he removed his chip, and then the question is when. When do each of you think that would have happened?
Honestly, I've got no idea. Because the thing is that and this is the problem, and this is why everyone thinks that he's lying. This is why I think everyone thinks he's lying, is because there has been no setup. Absolutely none. And I don't mean, we need to see Crosshair under the knife or something. No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying maybe he heard about the chips. Maybe he heard something and he just had a puzzled look on his face or a concerned look on his face, or he grabbed a medical droid at some point. There was nothing. There was no scene to sort of give us any hint that Crosshair either knew about the chips or were concerned about the chips. Hence why I think that's where everyone goes, maybe he's lying, because there was no setup. Hence why it feels like a Kurosami thing from with what happened in Korra.
I think it also raises the question, would the Empire allow it? Because we know they were using his chip to control him at first. And then we even saw a second time when they were like powering it up. So would they really allow for a clone that powerful to go without a chip just because he asked?
Well, see, that's the thing. He wouldn't have asked. If he was going to remove the chip, he wouldn't have asked.
But I don't think he has that much freedom, considering he's the only one remaining. They would have been all over him.
I suspect that could be the case, but also on the other hand, I think after a while, and it's clear, like when you get to that Ryloth arc, and how Rampart's relationship with Crosshair, and how that it's like they're already kind of, Crosshair's already gotten stale for them. Like they're already kind of like, you're not doing much for us. So I feel like maybe, at some point they just aren't monitoring him as much. I think if he removed his chip, I think it had to have happened between it happened after the being cooked by the engine, and probably before the Ryloth stuff. Now, that doesn't sound like it's a long time ago, and so that's where it gets confusing. But I think what was telling for me, at least, was, when they're, before the ion engine, when he's saying, he's gone from shoot the kid to this episode last week where he's telling Hunter, no, you should let her go. It's for her own good. It's for her own safety. Like that's not the same Crosshair who's saying shoot the kid.
That is a good point.
That is a good point.
It is indeed.
So I think that those two are those are different personalities talking. The question is kind of when between those episodes that happen, and I think. So my theory is so he removes it after, once he's injured by the engine, it probably did something to at least weaken that chip, so he is able to, if he wants to remove it, kind of fight it and go, just grab a medical droid and have it done, just not complicated. Pull a 5s and do it.
Full of fight.
I like that.
Yes. And so he probably was thinking like, like, is there something to this? I'll remove it. And so he did. And so my theory is then when we see him on Ryloth in those episodes, he's de-chipped. And so then when you
still following the Empire's orders.
Yeah, and when you get that part where he sees his his team again, but they just kind of don't care. They're not trying to rescue him or get him back at this point. They're just doing their own thing. And when he's just staring off as they leave again, that's when he's feeling like legit, like you left me, betrayal.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. And another thing to think about is how much emphasis Hunter put on the when the
Yes.
chip got removed and why it matters. I'd like to know why it matters. Because if the win does matter, then maybe like you said, he got de-chipped after he got burnt to a crisp, and maybe due to the effects of heightening the power on those chips, it might have actually tainted his brain in a way to where even without the chip, he still feels compelled to follow that order. So that's another thing to think about.
The other reason why the when matters is from us, the audience perspective. We know a little bit more than Hunter does. We can kind of figure out Crosshair could have removed his chip at this point or that point. But I think from Hunter's perspective, it's like if Crosshair, for instance, told them, well, I removed my chip, before the whole ion engine thing. And it's like if the de-chipped Crosshair is saying shoot the kid and stuff like that, it's like they don't have much to work with. But if he removed the chip a little bit later along the line, there's at least something more that they could kind of work with psychologically, if that makes sense. There's something a little bit more redeemable, and so that's, I think, another reason why that's really important from their perspective to know.
Yes. And I mean, everything that I've been saying could be absolutely made redundant in this episode. I'm completely fine with that. But it was I do think that even if they even if they reveal the when to be sort of like after the ion engine incident, where he really should have been using Tatooine skincare cream.
Is it good for womp rats?
Hey, yeah, no.
Well, it does work for anything that has skin. But there needed to just be a little bit more teasing setup. Yep. There just needed to be that little bit more setup of, maybe he picked up the scanning pad that they used with the chip or something like that. There just needed to be something a little bit more, and like I said, it goes back to being a Kurosami problem.
Well, it probably is that problem, but maybe, and I don't know if it's a good decision or not for them to do this, but they might be just setting that up in this episode just so they can expand a little more on it in the next one. They did take Crosshair, so we might learn a little more about that whole mess with the inhibitor chip. So maybe they're just taking a late start on setting up something with it. Then again, maybe this is the perfect setup for it, and we just don't know how it plays out yet. We'll find out, though, in just like maybe 30 minutes from now.
Less than 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So time's ticking.
Maybe we should have had a countdown timer just, in the corner.
Why didn't we do that? That's such a good idea.
26 minutes until the episode comes out. Well, hopefully it comes out in 24.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes out at like 3 a.m. in the morning. So, or at least for us down here, it's 3 a.m. Eastern. So that's why I base this whole thing on. I've been trying to keep track and see. Usually, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Star Wars Theory has his around that time of the night, so or morning, whatever it is down where he's at. But he usually has his watch parties for Bad Batch or Mandalorian because he had them for Mandalorian as well. Really late for me, and it was always around 3 o'clock. So I'm assuming that that's when it comes out. Just watch it
Cool.
be 4 o'clock.
Sorry, what was that?
I said just watch it be 4 o'clock. If that's the case, this might be the first 4-hour stream ever.
Hey!
Yay!
I think you secretly want that.
No,
I
Nate,
can-
no.
I have a feeling you do. I don't know what it is. You're giving off those vibes. I've got to drink me something with some caffeine because I have no apple juice, unfortunately. So I'm going to go get me a drink real quick, and I'll be right back. But what you can do while I'm gone for that moment is talk about Womp Rats. Yeah, do that, and I'll be back.
Well,
They haven't been mentioned enough.
I'm gonna take this this second to take a little break as well. So I'll be right back as well.
All right.
Don't forget the Womp Rats.
So, Commander Tano, what are your anti-predictions for tonight?
See, I think I'm just preparing myself for comparatively little to happen. I think a lot, like I said earlier, I don't think we're even going to get a sampling of kind of the psychological issues resolved in this episode. The one thing that I'm wondering what might happen is it's a thing. It just seems to get like it, in a finale of an episode like this, some cameo from someone, and the question is who. I feel like there's going to be some sort of cameo at the end. I don't know. What are you
That
thinking?
seems possible. I don't know. A lot of people want it to be Boba Fett. I don't know if it would make sense at this point. I mean, I would like to see him, but I don't know if it would be the right time.
Agreed. Like the fact that they mentioned Boba back a few episodes ago, it's like that means they're gonna have him show up, and that makes sense. Like he's Omega, he's Omega's brother, and more so than all the other clones. So yeah, I think it is just a question of when. I just don't know. I'm just gonna be watching that thing, and for me, it's just gonna all be just nervous silence.
I guess I agree with what you said before in another stream that I'm. The one thing that keeps me nervous right now is about Crosshair because to this point, I don't know if he's going to live or not, and I really want him to. So
I'm actually less nervous about Crosshair than I was like after seeing this episode. The fact that they got him. I also think if you go back to some of the earlier episodes with just little things mentioned like Omega saying they'll get hopefully they'll get him back, or even like Wrecker mentioning that they miss him. I just don't think you write I don't think you write those things in a script and just have it all be for naught. I don't, think so. So I'm hoping. I also think that keeping Crosshair around, that gives them a plot for the second season, because that was the big thing I was wondering, prior, up until now, is like kind of what is the plot gonna be for the next season, and well, you've got a big element of that with just kind of mending, relationships, I guess. So yeah, we'll at least have him around for quite a while. It'll be interesting.
I hope you're right because he's an interesting character and I like him despite having him as the villain and seeing less of him than the rest of the guys. I really like him.
Yeah, no, he's someone like you want him to be with the good guys, because he's like he's he's funny. Frankly, he's such a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. I love it.
He's a lovable jerk.
He is, and it's there's certain kinds of characters where it's like you want them to be with the good guys, because and just kind of use their just jerkness in the service of good and
of
whatever.
a higher calling.
Yes.
Well, I completely agree. But there's one clone I want to see join them, and I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you exactly who, because he is the best one so far. My man.
You got a lot of feelings right there.
My man. Yeah, I know.
Man.
My man. Oh, I didn't zoom it in enough. Hold on. No, not this dude. Not this one right here. Not this guy's head. No, that's not beautiful enough. There we go. Right there.
What would you do if Hauser lost his hair?
I would just quit watching it entirely.
Okay,
you think I'm joking?
You're just shallow and you're in it for the hair. That's it.
Yeah. I think I've been told that twice tonight. I think Chrono told me that the first time, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Was that? I think that was before Commander Tano showed up, or was it after? I don't remember. I can't remember.
It was before.
Okay. So you both are on the right page. I'm a very shallow person. Not really, but
So if he gets cooked by an ion engine and goes bald for the rest of his life, you're done with him?
I'm not done with him. I'm done with the show. They can't do that to me. They can't do that to me now. I'll be done with whoever thought that was a good idea. Let me put it that way, because it's not the show's fault. It's the people that make it. Okay, so since we sort of we didn't really discuss that enough, honestly.
The hair?
Now I wasn't here the whole time, but I'm assuming that we haven't gotten to the part where if he isn't lying, then what does that mean for the inhibitor chips? And are they somewhat trying to change how they work?
I fear that one of two things is going to happen. I mean, well, I think, and one of them I fear, because they are either going to come up with some really good explanation for what we have been witnessing with Hauser and Crosser, or they just really didn't know how to handle it. And I really hope that's not the case.
Same here. Because I don't think we understand inhibitor chips enough to know how they work. The only ones that should know how they work to that extent are the ones that are developing the story and all that stuff. So they should have some sort of knowledge. but us as just the viewers don't actually know a lot. We just know that Chip's bad, turn clones against good people, turns clones into bad people. And then the Bad Batch comes out and they changed that a little bit, giving us Hauser and Cut. Well, technically, Cut LaQuame was from the Clone Wars, but they basically made him the same thing in the Bad Batch. So they give us stuff like that, and then they give us Crosshair, who's supposedly taken his chip out and is still just as evil as, well, almost just as evil as ever. I will say his character did seem to change with these last couple episodes. So whatever we see in the next episode might solidify what's been going on. But with the lack of knowledge that we have now on the inhibitor chips, I'd say that we need an explanation because they're either changing how they work or how they originally were working with them, or this is how they intended it all along, but we didn't get enough information about it. And I feel like we are due some information on the inhibitor chips because, like I said earlier, all we know is that they turn good clones into people that kill Jedi and like shove their brothers around and, you know, just treat people poorly with those few exceptions that I mentioned earlier. So, but that's a good conversation to get on for the moment. So whoever wants to start talking about that, if you got something to say, go ahead and start.
On which part?
Anything that
There are
I just
a lot.
mentioned, basic. There's a lot there. So if you have any thoughts about, let's say, how the inhibitor chips work, just go ahead, go at it.
Well, I think we've already gone through how they work pretty much to death.
Well, I mean, what I mean is
previous streams.
Because of what we've seen recently, with certain clones being like able to, I guess, override Order 66. Is there
I think
really
they go stale.
that? Yeah.
I'm half
Well-
joking, but half serious.
I
I do wonder, like, let's assume that they're not trying to change how the chips work, that they're keeping with, because that is the weird thing. Because we just had the final season of the Clone Wars, and that didn't change anything. So, you know, and if we're talking about kind of the timeline of writing and development of these things, it all kind of runs in together. So let's pretend that they're not trying to retcon how the chips work, and that they're, you know, I'm here, you know, my theory to kind of make it all make sense would be that just over time, those things just lose their efficacy. And, you know, and some kind of chips and some clones' heads go staler than others. Or you get the instance of where Tux just kind of degraded and he executed the order early.
Yeah, that's true.
It could explain, like, when Hauser's trying to tell his men, like, hey, let's stop all this, why some of them put down their guns and others don't. But it would, if that's the case, it would still be helpful to have that information kind of hinted at or set up. It's like the same thing with what Surayoe was mentioning about, you know, if Crosshair actually did remove his chip, it would have been nice to get a little bit of hinting or setup at some point when that happened.
Very true. Can I also mention the clone that says we're in position right as they're about to release a volley of energy bolts or whatever into their home, which is Camino, and why at least that specific clone didn't feel any remorse or thinking, that's my home, we're getting ready to destroy it. I'm not so sure I want to do this. You know, he's like, we're in position, let's just boom, shoot it. No issue.
But I mean, the thing is that it is sort of one of those cases of, with everything removed, would you still sort of consider it your home type of situation? Because
Well,
I mean, we human beings do it all the time. We move houses. And yeah, it might be a little bit sad that you move out of your childhood home, but after a while, it's just like, well, yeah.
Well,
I've
it's
moved
one
out
thing
now.
moving; it's another thing destroying it, being the one to hit the button that blows it up.
That
But
is true.
I don't think clones get too attached to places they live. I think they get more attached, as we have seen, to the other clones they are around, the ones they call their brothers. So considering the
Yeah.
facility was supposed to be empty and everything, they probably were like, it's just a building. So
It's now just a building.
Speaking of just a building, like, we should just note that is what happened. The Empire just blew up just a building or a bunch of buildings. But I think most
Yeah.
people who watched that got so much more of an emotional, I don't know what you call it, just effect from it.
Resonance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect resonance. Resonance then like in The Force Awakens, like when the First Order destroys a bunch of those Republic planets, and I can't even remember their names. And yeah, it's like there are a whole bunch of people that they killed on those, and just there are
I don't
multiple
think we ever
planets
got their
destroyed, but
names,
I
did we?
didn't feel anything.
We didn't get their names though, did we? If
Not
we
in the
did, it
movie.
wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, it would have probably been in some book or something.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, though, like if they had tried to pull a Bad Batch season, episode 15 with those planets by showing the locations on the planets that at this point we haven't seen them, but if they had given us a bit of familiarity with it and then did something like that, we would have felt something. But the reason why everybody felt something for Camino, it wasn't just because we had it in episode 2, and that's where we were first introduced to it, or just in the Clone Wars as well. The way they showed that whole I don't know, that might not be the word for it. Basically, the way that they played it out, showing different locations that in those buildings that are now completely empty, showing, I guess, what it was and then what it is now. Because we were in the barracks in the first episode when Soup Clone gets a bunch of trays thrown at him by Wrecker, which was a funny scene. And then here it is now, empty and dark. So to get that emotional resonance, is very easily explained by just how they did it with this last episode. The way they shot everything, I guess is a way to say it. So, I mean, that's the difference between those planets in episode 7 just being blown up and everybody acting like it's a big deal, and then here's us like, okay, that happened. And then just a few buildings being blown up, and the Bad Batch gets a much more emotional reaction than that did. So I feel like that's the reason.
That's what happens when you have competent writers.
And world building. A lot of world building.
It's almost 5 minutes left.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not wrong. Because this might turn out to be a longer stream than I thought it'd be.
So it's like a full 24 hours later when we're just up.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't want that. That would be insane. Well, I mean, at least we could say we did a 24-hour stream.
Mm.
I hope you guys don't have plans for later Friday or maybe even Saturday.
Grocery
Because look right
shopping.
here. You can forget that. You can live off of your sheer will to watch this episode.
Pig's ass.
Well, okay, whatever, fine. Anyways, I'm looking on there right now and seeing if anything has changed on my phone to see if it released it early or what. No, it's not there yet. Okay, so maybe I'm going to check 5 minutes from now and see if the episode's up.
Don't worry, I'm keeping a watch on it.
Oh, you're keeping an eye
Last
on
minute
it too?
predictions.
Last minute predictions. Oh man, Crosshair's going to die and have a redemption death.
No. No.
Hello, Primal Gamer. Nice to see you on here. I don't think you've ever
Hello.
been here before. If this is your first time being here, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy the watch party that is going to take place in 4 minutes. I hope.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, this is the first time that we've ever done this, so hopefully everything goes well. Let me think. Last minute predictions. No, Crosshair won't get a redemption death. I feel like they've already opened up a new can of worms with Crosshair now with what they've just done.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're just going to kill him off.
He's safe for now.
Yeah. Thankfully for Commander Tano's sanity, because she did not want that.
No more redemption deaths. I don't want any more.
Actually, I'm waiting on this episode to decide whether to buy the Funko Pop or not, because if he dies, I don't want it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
because it's going to be sad to look at it on my shelf and know that he's gone.
oh yeah, no, I completely agree. Then again, maybe they'll give him a death that makes you want to remember him like that, you know?
Oh yeah, it's possible.
It
I'm
all
very
just
sad they killed
depends.
Tapoka City. I don't want any more killings.
Well, they did more than that. They killed Tonwi in a previous episode, which got me sad. And now Lama Su, like, I mean, they implied he was killed. They didn't like give us any real indication, but they just sort of implied it. And since they didn't show him in this last episode, it's pretty much confirmed, I'd say. So he's gone. And I don't know if you guys know, I pay attention to this kind of stuff a lot, but the soundtrack, whenever the Bad Batch was landing on Camino, it was the same. No, it wasn't the Bad Batch. Well, I think it played when the Bad Batch showed up too, but it played when Crosshair and Hunter's shuttle landed on Camino. It was, I don't know if you guys paid attention to it, but the soundtrack was the same as what played in Star Wars Episode 2 when Obi-Wan landed on Camino. I thought that was, yeah. You
Yeah,
go back and watch that and listen to the soundtrack. Same thing.
Interesting.
Ah.
I pay attention to the soundtracks a lot. I just love listening to the music. So whenever they release the soundtrack for the Bad Batch, which they'll do shortly after this episode releases, they'll release the next 8 episodes soundtracks. They have some pretty good ones. In the first 8 episodes had they had what was the name of it? It was the soundtrack that played when Cad Bane showed up. That track right there was so good. I pay a lot of attention to the soundtrack if you ain't noticed. There's like an episode, I think it's the one with it's the one with the Trace sisters. They they played the Separatist theme from the movies. They never played it through the Clone Wars. They played part of the Separatist or the CIS theme as soon as they activated the droids. Really interesting.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I love what they did with the soundtrack. It's so awesome. We are doing pretty good tonight, I'd say. How's everybody doing here? Primal Gamer wants to know.
Doing well.
Yeah. Good.
And what about you, Primal Gamer? It's 3 a.m. We better check it.
Yeah, I'm checking now.
I think I'll have to hop off briefly so my device doesn't heat up, but I can rejoin you all when it's over. Besides, my response would be mainly just like nervous silence, like you wouldn't get anything from me.
Okay, that's fine. We'll have you back on in just a little bit.
See you all.
See ya.
That's it. Well, hang on. Don't leave yet, because I mean.
Oh, you're not sure if it's ready.
There.
It's there. I was right. I'm so ready for this. I'm glad that you're hyped too. I'm very hyped. This is the first time we've ever done a watch party. I don't know if you heard me say that the first time, but I'm going to keep repeating that because it's exciting to do this.
Interesting title. I said interesting title.
Really?
Camino Lost.
Well, we sort of seen that, so it's not surprising, but it is interesting.
She shouldn't have left. Wait a second. Now the fun and games
for those that are watching, huh?
Now the fun and games with technical issues.
Once we get ready to start the watch party, I'll let you know on here so you can start it with us. This is going to be fun. Let's see. The fact that Camino is just now kind of gone hurts. I know it. It hurt so bad when I watched that episode twice. It was so good. Which there's another thing I need to mention right before we start. It wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would, but Hunter and Crosshair had that 1v1 that I was predicting they would have. It was almost as emotional as I thought it would be, since I didn't think they'd go full on like Battle of the Heroes from Star Wars Episode 3 kind of emotional, but it was a bit of an emotional fight. It was mostly words at first. There was a little bit of hand-to-hand, but they had their 1v1 for a short time. And then they got working together, but I knew it would sort of turn out that way, and I was very happy it did. I'm not disappointed in the least with how that went. By the way, Chrono, in the private chat, there's a link to the group. Just
don't use that yet. Don't use that yet.
Okay.
Because I can't get back into it. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Okay. Disney, fix your stuff. Okay. Yes, click on the link.
Okay.
Do I need to do it again?
Nope, you're there.
No. Oh, okay. I need to refresh? No, never mind. I don't need to refresh the page. It just refreshed on its own. Okay. As far as our reaction to Crosshair, let's see. It was him making the decisions, not his ship. Well, as we were saying earlier, Hunter brought up one key point. He said, when did he have it removed? And Crosshair's like, does that matter? And then Hunter makes his rebuttal with, yes, it does. They put a lot of emphasis on Hunter wanting to know the when. So I'm thinking that, as Commander Tano mentioned earlier, he probably had it removed right after he got almost burned Anakin style. And that's when he got removed, and there was a bit of a behavior change. Even though he said he had it removed a long time ago. Maybe he's lying about that. Don't know.
Hang on a second. Shade, can
Yes.
you send the group watch link to Commander Tano?
Yes, I can.
I can't get into it because it says something about parental control.
What? Check your settings.
Parental control?
Yeah, it's telling me it's not available because of parental control.
Huh. You might have to just look at your account settings. Let me see.
Apparently, my account settings are not the issue. I don't see anything saying parental control is active or anything.
Well, maybe just play it at the same time that we play it.
Hang on a second. Give me a second.
And I will
putting a fresh link in Discord.
I'm going to send that fresh link into Commander Tano's messages.
Okay.
All right. We'll get this party started in just a second. I didn't think we'd have this many technical difficulties at first.
Yay, technical difficulties.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Here we go, Commander Tano. Here's you a watch party link. If you're here, Commander Tano, there it is. I just sent it. Join us. And back to this tab. Okay. All right. I'm going to check comments here. Oh, but back to what I was saying about if he was making most of those decisions, like I said, it depends on the when. But if it was anything before getting burnt to a crisp, I would say that Crosshair has fallen, and there's not really much redemption that can be done. But I have a feeling that what Commander Tano mentioned earlier about just this ship being removed after getting burned like that, and it did influence maybe somehow, what he's thinking, because he did want to kill Omega at first, and now he's trying to get her off world to keep her safe. So I'm thinking that it might have changed him a little bit, getting it removed, but he still wants to be Imperial. So yeah, I think I don't know what to think about that entirely yet. I'm waiting mainly for what we see in this next episode when we get to start it up. It's going to be
Chrono, are you still having trouble?
I'm checking right now again. Let me see. Yeah, same message keeps playing.
Okay, hang on a second. Shade, leave the group watch.
You want me to leave? Okay, yep. Fine. I'll leave. I'll leave forever. Okay, I left.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to start a new one.
If that don't work, I'd say you'll just have to start up the episode on your own, right as we do it.
Yeah, I can work with that. It's funny though how you just got kicked out of your own watch party.
I know it. Isn't that weird? I just got kicked out.
Okay, copy link.
Do I need to
Paste
send
in.
this new one as well?
Yeah.
Okay, is that okay? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to have to
Try
make
that
sure
one.
Commander Tano joins the Discord because that would make this so much easier.
Why isn't she on the Discord?
If she's like me, I just keep forgetting to do things because my memory is bad. So which her memory probably ain't bad, but
Are you guys able to join?
I'm getting ready to check real quick. All right. So you sent that in the Discord. You didn't send that in the in the private messages, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I'm going to do it through the Discord. Okay. By the way, since we keep talking about the Discord, for those of you that are here watching, we have a Discord, and there's a link to it in the description below if you want to join us. We'd be glad to have you. I forgot to plug it last time because COVID messed with my brain the last time that we did a stream. So, fun times. I'm doing much better now, so I'm not going to forget to plug the Discord or my Twitter. I do have a Twitter as well. Or the outro. I forgot the complete outro that I made. I don't know how I forgot that. I'm telling you, last stream is weird. It's so weird going back and thinking about that.
You can totally capitalize on COVID. I mean, you can blame it for everything.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Chrono, are you able to get in?
Let me see.
Do we know if do we know if Commander Tano can get in?
I don't know if she's on here watching the stream at the moment, so she probably hasn't realized that I sent her the link, unless she's seen the notification on her computer or phone or whatever for me messaging her.
I'm still getting the same message. I don't know.
Have you checked your settings?
Yeah, I have. And no, I don't have anything that might have to do with parental control or anything.
I'd say he'll just have to start it separately on his own, but that shouldn't make much of a difference.
No. Just that's annoying. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So, I'm gonna hit start stream, and then I'm just gonna pause it, and then I'm going to do some, pro gamer mouse clicking to hopefully get the timer and the timer that you can see on screen and the stream to sync.
So if you lose place, you'll get to see where we're at in the episode relatively. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're both at 0 seconds. Let me bring up the timer. I'm probably gonna have to minimize that, but that doesn't do much. Great. Okay.
Oh, that works.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
All right.
And what's happening with it? Oh, good. The timer is working.
Awesome. All right. If you didn't get it, we started the episode, so let's watch this together and let's have some fun.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. Camino lost.
Such caring eyes.
They're showing us again the destruction of Camino. Why do this to us?
I don't know.
No, don't do it. I don't want to see it.
I think we've got the newest ride at Galaxy's Edge.
Probably.
Newest ride at Galaxy's Edge. Oh, they got separated. Ooh.
Well done to the voice actor. That's a good. You could hear it in the voice.
Yep. That's what I was about to mention. I'm so glad they did that. That's what I was talking about earlier. This feels like the Avengers Endgame of Star Wars at the moment. That scene where the whole Avengers facility fell.
Uh,
Oh Lord, that's just they're going to get flooded in there too. Ooh, smart. Oh man, even more destruction. It hurts.
A new reef for all the fishies.
Yeah.
And the clones.
They're all out. There's none of them in there.
Not that you know of.
I think they showed the pods in the last episode empty.
Yeah, they did.
Unless they forgetful and forgot one of them in there. Oh man.
There's the lovable jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I have a feeling Omega will be the one that brings Crosshair back.
Of course he calls the shots. She's a Mary Sue.
We all know that Commander Tano is the Mary Sue around here, okay? Not even Omega, if she was a Mary Sue, could ever top Commander Tano.
Oh, hell no.
I'm
I
surprised
really-
the tunnel was completely empty. Like no water or anything. Never mind, I spoke too soon.
They really don't have time to do all this.
No, they don't.
They don't.
There's way too many cracks in the tube. Yeah, you better go. Quit looking. Oh no.
Oh, piss off.
Seen that coming, I guess. Oh, don't do that. Bad timing for that. Get going. Oh, good, good. Awesome. That is true. She's an unaltered clone.
Mm.
Well, unaltered as in no growth acceleration and all that. Ow. I hit my hand. Dang it. He's still got like a headache thing going on.
Yes, he does.
Hmm. Interesting. They got paired up.
Oh, Jesus.
I was expecting like a one at a time type of deal, but no, he's got to do all of them at once. How's he supposed to do all of them at once? That's insane. Good job.
Maybe don't distract AZ.
Probably a good idea. Oh, he's going to shut down. Oh, they made it, though. Just don't turn them over.
Row your boat.
I knew that was going to happen. Oh, no. Not easy.
And they couldn't. I don't know if we're going to bother stating.
Oh, you kidding? No! You kidding me, Crosshair?
No. Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
Saw that one coming.
Okay. I thought, is he really going to do this right now? Okay.
He just had to look like a jerk, not actually be one.
Yeah. Well, now, how are they going to get on top of the platform? Oh, that's how.
Gotta wonder where that rifle came from.
Yeah, I sort of was wondering that myself, to be honest.
Oh, get on the bloody ship, you bum.
Come on, Crosshair. Oh man, those commandos look cool. I wonder if we'll see any more of Delta Squad. Who's geek classes here? Okay. 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 That was a good one. That was a good one.
I don't know.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, so that's all that matters.
I enjoyed it, but I really wasn't expecting that for the final episode of the season.
Well,
I
will
do
say-
have to admit, it's probably something that I do bring up during the previous discussion, but last week's episode felt like an end of season finale, and this episode seemed to be
Mhm.
should have been like episode 1, season 2.
Yeah, I get that.
But
I
but
could
we
see
should
that.
probably hopefully wait until Commander Tano gets back.
Yeah, we don't want to go too far into it without her. So I'd say, well, okay, so I will say one thing. It seems that when it comes to anything related to Star Wars, the Clone Wars, or the Bad Batch, the season finales never seem to be season finales, unless unless you think about like season 5. That one had the best season finale for a season, even though it was leading into something else. Eventually, it did. It didn't because they canceled it on us, but and then brought it back. But I remember season 1 of the Clone Wars. I was expecting this big season finale when we got the episode where Cad Bane shows up and just holds the Senate hostage. It didn't feel like a season finale. So, I mean, as far as season finales go, this one's better than that. But I get what you guys are saying about that.
And the thing is that yet again, I don't believe Crosshair's story arc.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm I'm going to be part of the Empire. They just buried you under the ocean. So yeah, I've got my chip taken out, and yet I'm extremely loyal to the Empire, even after they try and kill me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to quickly be right back. So hopefully Commander Tano jumps back on once I get back. We shall see.
Welcome, Nerd for Real. Thank you for joining us. We just got done watching the newest episode of the Bad Batch, so you get to hear our thoughts in just a minute. You're from Vegas. Nice. Your luxury room, nice. I'm glad somebody has a luxury room. All I've got is my little computer chair here and my desk, and that's the most luxury I got currently. I sound like I'm complaining. I'm not, but that came out as me complaining. I'm not complaining in the least. Wait a minute. I remember Primal Gamer being on here once before. I said earlier that it seemed like it was his first time. No, he's been here before. Right? I feel dumb because I feel like I should remember this. Didn't he show up once before?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did now that I think back at it. Oh, you're attending the 55th Star Trek convention. Which actors did you meet? Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can get Commander Tano back on here. Andrew Robinson. That's a good name. I like Andrew.
Wasn't biased at all.
Not biased in the least. I love the name Andrew. Let's see. He was also Scorpio in the OG Dirty Hair. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself up there. That's awesome. Getting to meet some pretty interesting people. You did. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put this on here so you guys can read it because I don't want to just be making reactions and you guys be like, okay, fine. But
$50 regret.
oh no, that's terrible.
It is.
$50 for a signature of a person you don't even like. Well, that's unfortunate.
So hang on, what's this?
Hmm?
I met the engineer for Enterprise Trip Tucker's actor. Didn't like him. Oh, was he really sad or something like that? Naporial.
Was he a jerk or something? What's going on with this dude?
He was off-putting.
Ah,
Well. Maybe he needed some Octo Green from Coruscant Colored Milk. They'll put the smile back on your face.
disingenuous. When I asked him if he liked Star Trek. Wow. That I mean, I guess that's why they say don't meet your heroes, but some of them can be cool, some of them can be cruel. I made that up on the spot, so I'm a poet. And I'm not even going to finish that.
Nailed it.
Actually, one actor that I would really like to meet is James Earl Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly to see if he was really much playing himself in that episode on The Big Bang Theory, where he cameoed as himself, and he starts with I bet you're here because you like Star Wars. And I bet you're here thinking that I'm going to start talking like talking about Star Wars. Well, guess what? I like Star Wars too.
I've been wondering that since I first saw that episode, and I'm like, how likely is it that he's actually like that?
To be perfectly honest, I would not be surprised.
He does seem like that kind of person.
Well, maybe, not like, what was it? Knocking on Carrie Fisher's door or something like that. Maybe not that level not that much. But no, I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of like that really sort of happy-go-lucky. Hey, I like interacting with people.
It would be interesting to make a 3-hour line and pay $50 just to ask him, like, would you actually do that in real life?
Oh, that is such a good movie. Yes.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Field of Dreams?
I haven't.
Oh.
I didn't know that movie existed until now.
Neither did I.
They will come.
Well, now I want to watch it. I know him from Star Wars, but the next thing I ever seen him in was The Lion King. He wasn't a hero. I just wanted to go up and talk to him. Well, at least you didn't look up to him enough to be disappointed by him. At least in that regard.
He's probably more pissed about the $50.
It's a baseball movie of sorts. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is. It's a little bit. It's not like your typical baseball movie, sort of like, oh, see this plucky team, win. It's something or other. It is more very set around, sort of Kevin Costner's movie. Family and Farm. And it's one of those heartwarming family sort of finding his roots type of situation, not really so much sort of, hey, I'm going to Kevin Costner is going to save the local baseball team. It's not like that. It is a very poignant movie, and definitely well worth the watch.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep that in mind. And plus, I have the stream to go back to figure out the name of it if I forget it. So I'll be able to. I'll go back and watch it somehow. I'll figure out where to watch it at or where to buy it at. Let's see.
Well, it's a pretty old movie, so you can probably buy it from Walmart for $1 or something.
I don't know. I used to work the movie section at Walmart. Never seen it. I'm not joking about that, which is why I have such a big collection of movies in my room. I had a problem.
Unfortunately, Noporial. That kind of is old.
It's not the oldest now. If we're talking about like maybe 70s or something like that, that would be pretty old. 89 is like knocking on old, but isn't. Let me put it that way, I guess. I don't know if Commander Tom's going to show back up.
No!
I texted her, but she hasn't gotten back with me. She might have just went to sleep. I mean, it is 4 a.m. practically down here. Let's see. I was alive that year. It's not old.
Yeah, so was I, Noporial. So
I wasn't. 6 years from that. Not 6 years. Yeah, no, not 6 years. What am I saying? 8 years from that, I think. I can't even. Yeah, 8 years. 8 years from that. I'm 24.
Who does Friday Night Tights?
I'm trying to remember who that was. Wasn't that like a Nerdrotic and
No, hang on, it's Doomcock, isn't it?
I thought Nerdrotic was part of it too. It's been a while since I've
Oh no, Nerdrotic.
Friday Night Tights. I'm pretty sure Nerdrotic was on it.
Yes,
well, Noporial's just.
Yeah, I was right. Nerdrotic's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, dang it, you're lucky. Well, if you got to see, you're not lucky at the same time. You don't get to talk to Victor Dent. Oh gosh, I can't even say his name anymore. Doomcock. If you got to talk to Doomcock now, that would be pretty cool. I would love to do that. Oh, you met Drunk 3PO? Now you got one up on Bounty Hunter Network there. You actually got to meet him. Ego Base Network. Ooh, Nick from Ego Base Network too. Nice. Man, I'm envious. Not in the bad way. I just wish I was there. That's pretty cool. Well, now I have another friend. I have another friend that's met all these people. They actually met these people instead of just got a message. So I'm going to rub that in Bounty Hunter's face next time I see him. No, I'm not that mean. I'm just kidding. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's amazing. Okay, well, we've procrastinated long enough, I guess. It's almost 4 o'clock, so I don't want to...
And you guys probably want to get to sleep, so...
Well, believe it or not, I'm not actually that tired now. I think just drinking Coke here and watching the Bad Batch has kept me awake enough to last for a while. But that's probably not a good thing either because I do need some rest because I got some stuff to do later.
Good night.
See you, buddy. Good night. Unless you're not leaving. It's 3 a.m. Okay, yeah. So it's 4 a.m. right now for us, or for me. What did you guys like? Just go ahead. What did you guys think about the episode, real quick? We might be able to do a more in-depth discussion about it later. Let's just go ahead and give our initial thoughts, since the
like I said earlier, it feels completely out of place. The character arc for Crosshair seems completely out of whack. And yeah, it just feels odd. And yeah, didn't answer any questions. Though
yeah, that was a little disappointing.
Though Crosshair sort of pinching his forehead, sort of Wrecker style.
I got that vibe too.
Yeah. It could be absolutely nothing, or it could actually have been something.
I think it is something.
But it kind of feels like, I don't know, they've taken some pages out of J.J. Abrams' book and they really shouldn't have, type thing.
Well, I agree, but I mean, I'll let you guys say things first before I do, but go ahead, continue.
No, that was pretty much it.
All right, what about you, Chrono, then?
I agree with your first statement when the episode ended. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but it feels like the filler ep. Like, it wasn't bad, and well, this was even way better than the filler ep. But
yeah,
it wasn't really what I was expecting for a season finale. I mean, I know they had to show them escaping the bad situation the Empire left them in, but the episode was probably about nothing again. I mean, the thing with Crosshair just showed us that apparently he's of his own free will wanting to join the Empire. And I'm like, really? When did that happen?
Yeah, we didn't get any questions answered.
Actually, that's just one point that's just popped into my head. He got really pissy at the Bad Batch leaving him behind, and yet is all loyal soldier when the Empire attempt to kill him.
Well, he's one of those Imperials or diehards, literal diehards.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't match up, and it especially doesn't match up with the whole, I removed the chip. I'm just sitting here calling absolute BS. And it's really sort of something that they should hint at more, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't need everything, but I just need something to sort of go, okay, I can sit back and just wait. At this present moment, there's no breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here going, hang on, is this the end? There's not a skerrick of a breadcrumb anywhere, and we're meant to keep going down this path.
Yeah, at this point, there's like, what are we exactly looking forward to in the next season? Because from where it left off, it feels like just more adventures on either side. I mean, you're going to show what, more Bad Batch and Omega doing odd jobs for Seed or somewhere else trying to hide, and Crosshair trying to go back to the Empire that clearly doesn't care about him. What's going to follow what we just saw? I mean, it doesn't exactly leave me excited to think of many possibilities. Not right now.
Well, the only breadcrumbs I see is coming from that final scene with Lama Sue. She does not look happy at all. I don't think that she is happy, and I have a feeling she's going to pull a Galen Urso and make a contingency plan of some sort with
Yeah.
her new experiments or whatever that she starts working on. So, Clone Rebellion might still happen. Oh, sorry, that Corona. Oh man. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm instantly better. Okay, no worries. Anyway, my initial thought for that episode is I really enjoyed it, but the more that you point those things out, the more my eyes are open to some of the things that we missed out on, and that is like answers to questions that we were talking about before the episode aired, which is like Crosshair's inhibitor chip issue. When was it taken out? We got no answer. Why is he holding his head? He did that in the last episode too. So I like you were mentioning earlier, you were thinking it's either something or it's nothing. I believe it's something. Otherwise, they wouldn't have pulled a wrecker with it and made sure that we seen him doing that like multiple times. So I think there might be a couple breadcrumbs to go to eat from, but not enough to give you a full meal.
No, it's not so much that, but they're new breadcrumbs. They're not.
Oh, new ones.
They're not the path of breadcrumbs that we've been chewing on previously. So they really haven't. They haven't really ended the trail, but they haven't continued it.
No, they sort of just left us stranded like Crosshair.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Actually, no arc ended because we have the Omega arc not ending. We have the Crosshair arc not ending.
That's true.
So
yeah, there's a lot of arcs that weren't even sort of touched on in that finale. But yet we had a lot more new ones come up.
Yeah, that's true.
And pretty much everything that we were discussing before the episode, we can go back and start discussing again because we got nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I think
we go back in time before watching the episode, and if we were to pretend like the last one was the final one, we wouldn't have been missing anything.
That's true, and that's also unfortunate, especially now that you put it that way. I mean, you got to think about this too. A normal season of a TV show is like almost not double the length of this one. They're usually about 20 to 25 episodes long, usually, and this is only 16.
But I mean, the thing is that if you actually look at some anime, a lot of anime comes in 12 episodes, and they manage to tie everything off.
Well, that's true. That's true. But this, unfortunately, is an anime.
And I mean, the thing is that they can tie things off and still have things open for something like a second season, and yet the Bad Batch has done what now? Done this weird sort of, I don't know what you would call it. As I've said before, and probably multiple times, is that we have a situation of a absolutely, but there are some phenomenal animes that are 12 episodes.
I completely agree as well.
It really depends on the type of show. Some of them really benefit from having more episodes. Some of them not so much.
Wait,
Absolutely.
Did you just say more?
Yes, I did.
Yes. I wanted it so bad. Have a like. Like? Yay! I hope you mean what I think you mean. Which it is 4 a.m, and I don't usually stay up this late, unless Corona affects my mind. Which, like I said, I'm better now, but I had been training, air quotes, if you didn't, which you can't see that. I've been training to stay up later just for this particular stream. So, had nothing to do with Corona at all. That's the third time I've used that joke. He's wondering what shows that are 12 episodes are good. Give us an example. The all-knowing Soraya way. Access that database of yours.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna have to bring it up so I can pronounce it correctly.
I hope that the Imperial Data Network thing didn't destroy it.
Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. First season was 11 episodes, and did really well to get everything needed done, and left it as a good cliffhanger for next season, which should be coming out somewhat soon.
How long are the episodes, though?
I will tell you in 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3.
No, that was the wrong. That was 23-ish minutes.
Oh, I figured that would be the case, but I was like, I was thinking that maybe with less episodes, it would have been a little longer. I figured I'd ask Jeff just in case.
Now I'm just gonna have to think.
Elfen Light.
Oh yes.
What was it?
Elfen
Elfen
Light.
Light.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well and truly gets everything done in a nice 12 episode. Could it have done a second season? Probably. But it was also really good to just leave it where it was.
Well, it seems like that some shows can benefit from having shorter run times, I guess. By run times, I mean less
Cautious
episodes.
Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Also, nice tight 13 episode season. Now, I have no idea if it was going to get a second season, Could it have a second season? Absolutely. Could it be just left where it is? Absolutely. There are definitely some animes that really should continue, but due to just how animes work, doesn't necessarily.
That's one thing that bugs me about anime, though. Like some of them, especially the good ones that don't continue, have more source material you can work with, so you can continue the story, but they just don't.
And that
bugs me.
yeah, it absolutely does, but it's just the way. Sort of like how
the way they make profit from it.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's very much sort of a lot of anime are just advertisements for the manga.
The manga, okay.
Yeah,
or the light novels, and if the anime gets really popular and it ups the sales of the of the manga and the light novels, then it gets more seasons. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Hey, I'll tell you the best anime then that runs for one season. Ghost Stories, best one, especially the English version. I hope you know I'm not serious about that.
Okay. But yeah, some of the older animes definitely did go for a lot longer.
Yeah.
Sort of Cowboy Bebop, Neo Genesis Evangelion,
One Piece,
Ghost in the Shell. I said good anime.
Well, I've never watched it, so I wouldn't know. I just know it's over 1,000 episodes long so far, and it's still running. So I figured I'd mention it.
Detective Conan, still going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been years. And they keep making episode after episode.
Wow.
And the plot is not even close to getting resolved.
Shield Hero was also 20-ish episodes. That's definitely getting a second season. When it's coming out, nobody knows. But
One Piece has been on since '99. Wow. It's 2 years younger than me. That's crazy to think about that. A show that's ran for almost as long as I've been alive. Which I guess I could. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a few TV shows that is true on.
Yeah. But we've gotten really distracted. It's 4:15 and I'm like slowly falling into unconsciousness with my sleepiness. So we're going to try to wrap this up with by finishing this little part of the discussion. So yes.
Don't worry, Nerdporial. You're not the only one.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you feel old. Look, I feel old on a daily basis, and I know I'm not old. I'm not old, but I go back thinking about things like there was something I was thinking about the other. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was my papa's birthday was the other day. It was, I think, yesterday, and I was thinking about since I'm 24. I remember from way back when he was almost 60, and I'm thinking that's been almost 20 years. And I remember all the stuff that we used to do together and all that stuff. It's crazy. And I just got back thinking about that stuff with his birthday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how that's been so long ago. Even though I'm not that old, it makes me feel like I'm 50 years old or something. Yeah, no, I reminisce a lot. I can't help that. It's a condition.
Oh, that's okay because it only means that you have lived through so much. It's not exactly that you're old. It's just that you have had too much experiences.
Experience.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah. Okay. We're really distracted. I'm sorry. To
3 o'clock madness has begun.
I used to go really crazy when I stayed up too late, which I don't do that now. That was when I was pretty little. So I'm rambling again. I forget that. That's a story for another time. I should have that as a clip. Moth Kanata saying that's another story for another time or whatever. That would be a good clip to have, so I can use it whenever I start rambling like I am right now. And the sad thing is, I realize it, and I still continue to do it like I am.
Yes.
But what else can we do but ramble? I mean, the episode didn't give us much to work with.
Well, I hate to say it, but you're completely right. And I feel like this now, like we were saying, a show can work with less episodes. Some have run with 12 episodes, and you're talking about anime. I don't know any American shows at the moment that have done that, but I might, but I don't remember. But this show definitely could have, but it didn't, because there's so much story to tell, and they tried to tell, I think, too much story within a shorter time frame. If they were going to do that, they should have made the episodes a little bit longer, like exactly 30 minutes or maybe 35 to 40 minutes. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that.
Well, that's a conversation we can have next episode.
Yes. We'll have. I don't know if do you guys want to do like a special episode, let's say on Saturday or something like that? Not Saturday, Sunday or Monday. Just to talk about this a little bit more while it's still a little fresh in our heads.
Yeah.
Sure. Just say when.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure with you guys before I did anything.
First let's see if we can get everyone on.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. So if you two are cool with it, I'll go ask everybody else and see. But I do want to go more in depth with this discussion. Plus, I want to get back to that certain point of view, part 2, that we haven't gotten to yet, because I had some pretty good ideas. If Script Trooper ever sees this or that stream. Because I was talking to him. If you know him from Twitter, he's a small YouTuber like me. He does a few things like that. Something that he did gave me a bit of an idea as a discussion. So I feel like it would work perfectly with the certain point of view. So we might just finish the discussion of the Bad Batch on the certain point of view before we start the certain point of view stream, because there isn't that much to talk about with this episode. But I still want to maybe try to find some light at the end of the tunnel on this one. Which, I mean, it's not like it's total dark. It's not. It's not a bad episode. It did give us a little bit. But it did feel like a better version of that filler episode. And it feels like they should go on for another like 1 or 2 episodes to really finish off the season. But, that I'm satisfied, though. The show hasn't really disappointed me. So overall, the series has been pretty good, and I'm glad that they're going to continue it. It has raised some pretty interesting questions. We haven't gotten all the answers yet, unfortunately, but they are clearly setting something up for the next season. The next season will probably be bigger as far as the story goes. I won't, maybe not bigger as in episodes, but it'll be pretty cool and pretty interesting to see what we get in the future. And I just want to know what they're going to do in between the time of, let's say, next season of Mandalorian and the next season of the Bad Batch, because I have a feeling they're probably going to try to put out another series or something like that in between all that. I don't know. That's a discussion for another time. But
Yep.
you guys optimistic about next season?
Well, I think I want to be. I don't know if I am right now, but I think I want to be.
That's a good, definitely good a statement. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm usually an optimist anyway, so I'm always going to be optimistic. But I don't want to have any doubts about it. But I mean, I've been disappointed before, so I there's always that possibility.
Last Jedi.
Sorry, did you cough?
Yeah.
Are you getting COVID too?
I don't know. I've got a bit of a cold.
It almost sounded like you were saying Last Jedi. If that's the case, then I can see why you were about to maybe puke your guts out or something. It sounded like you were about to do that. I hope you get that treated.
Yeah.
By not watching it. Too bad we're going to have a watch party for that eventually.
Yeah. Oh well, yes. Well, let's end the stream.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm not going to forget the key things for the end of the stream this time around. We're actually sort of ending on time, which is very interesting. So I'm just going to distract myself a little bit more. It's a tradition.
Don't forget the Raylos.
Yeah, I can't forget them. We have to appease the Raylos. All right. I think I feel like we've marked off most of the boxes on my list. We got a couple more boxes on my list, and that is the Discord. If you haven't joined it, what are you doing with your life? Join it. That would be amazing. Also, we have a Twitter. You can follow us there. Yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for joining up on here. Thank you, Commander Tano. You ain't here, but if you see this, thank you for joining us for half the stream. Yeah, but that's it, and I am going to roll the outro because last time I forgot it. I'm going to make sure I do it this time. So here we go. May the Force be with you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Sector.